any reasonable human being would know that the minorities which live in that area, or whoever lives in an area where a procession is passing through, the residents of that area have the greatest stake and the greatest desire to keep their area safe. And also the greatest fear of processions, especially when these processions consist of very large mobs of thousands of people, armed in this case. The victims of the riots were then hit the next day or in the next few days with bulldozers demolishing their homes and so on. This report is entirely based on secondary sources. In other words, it's based on the research of published sources. As we are now entering that month, when there's Ramzan and there's the Ram Navami and Hanuman Jayanti and all around the corner, they're going to happen at the end of this month or beginning of April. That was why, we had to push the envelope and ensure that the report got out. There were nine states in essence where these routes of processions turned out to be very incendiary and volatile. And there were 3 states where it was less so, but there were incidents. The report collates each state separately. In the past, it happened either in one state, in maybe 2-3 places, in one particular state or in one particular location. What has happened last year, which was very different, was that it happened in 12 states simultaneously in the same period when Ramzan was, the month of Ramzan was coinciding with where Ram Navami and Hanuman Jayanti were falling within the month of Ramzan, and when the mosques were letting out at after the breaking of the evening fast is when the last namaz is done in the mosque. Now, at that time, if a procession comes and parks itself in front of a mosque and has loud blaring music with gigantic loudspeakers and DJs, provocative and obnoxious songs being played and so on and so forth, that is a recipe for disaster. Now, that kind of thing was being played out again and again and again all across 9 states in particular and 3 states to a lesser extent in numerous locations. When riots would happen after these processions, there would be, the normal reaction would be of a government would be that they would appoint a commission of inquiry to investigate and to advise them on who was responsible, what were the causes of the riots, and what steps should be taken to prevent it in the future. Now the change is that instead of appointing a commission of inquiry, the police authorities play the role of judge, jury, and hangman, and immediately assign blame to one community, and the next day bring in bulldozers and start demolishing their houses. So whereas there was a sense of fairness, even if the Commission of Inquiry report came to nothing, now that has all been thrown to the wind. So what has happened now is that the police authorities and the administration makes announcements saying that every stone thrower will be punished. And they've decided who the stone throwers are, and they come out with the bulldozers. And subsequently, when people go to court to challenge the demolition, they're told that no, this was not our action, this was municipal action. When we analyzed the news report, it was quite obvious that there was a pattern to this in state after state, and the pattern was that you go there, you provoke, and then you go and demolish. So it boggles the imagination when you say that the people who live over there, who have their shops over there, who have small hand carts, small businesses, small vendors of pakoras and this, that, and the other, would provoke a riot, would start pelting stones, and would attack the huge, gigantic mob. There is a lack of sensitization in the police forces. they don't, unfortunately, they don't see the minorities as human beings who are equivalent to the majority community. They pander to the desires of the majority community and thereby become instruments in the persecution of the minority. The television media was in my opinion, absolutely obnoxious, assigning blame and all that without any shred of evidence, without talking to the people, without interviewing anybody. They were assigning blame and coming out with vituperation and rhetoric against the people who were in the path of the procession. You have huge Ganpati processions in the city of Mumbai every single year. Gigantic processions. They go on for 10 days. It goes on through the city, through congested lanes, through everything it passes, and there is never any incident. There's never any, because the police are sensitive to the citizens. The police are very sensitive to the organizers. The organizers are also told that they must conduct themselves peacefully. And every year, Mumbaikars are proud of the way the processions are conducted. And the same goes for Pune. The same goes for other cities of Maharashtra. In Densa as well as in Hyderabad, there were several groups which demanded very vociferously and very strongly, they demanded to get particular routes. The Telangana administration, whether it came from the chief minister or the home minister, or we don't know, it's not possible for us, relying on secondary sources, to determine who was responsible for this, but they took a very strong stand and decided that they would not allow any conflagration to take place in their state. Justice Lalita Kanaganti also took a very strong stand, and she said there's an absolute constitutional right to take out processions, and therefore she allowed them in Bhensa. She overruled the police and allowed them to take out processions, but she laid down very, very strict routes. There were huge processions, but they passed absolutely peacefully. It just shows that where there's a will, there's a way. Where you want to do it peacefully, you can do it.